Well, hello and welcome back to the Ouachita News Show. I'm Haley Shord.
And I'm Lexi Lunsford. Thanks for tuning in to see what's new here on campus. This week is packed full of events and festivities because it's the Battle of the Ravine week.
I cannot believe it's finally here. This year will be the 96th year of the Battle of the Ravine rivalry. Henderson and Ouachita will go head-to-head this Saturday at Cliff Harris Stadium.
Yes, this age-old rivalry also calls for the Ouachita tradition of guarding the tiger each year. Over time, this tradition has changed, but now we see that each night of the week is assigned to a different class to guard. The Student Senate organization on campus planned lots of fun events this week for our students to take a part in.
On Monday night, the men of Rosig set up their camp to keep our beloved tiger safe. On Tuesday night, the senior class guards, but also they got to enjoy a silent disco party in the middle of campus. On Wednesday, the junior class will guard the tiger while watching the Hunger Games. Very fitting.
On Thursday, the sophomores take over guarding shift while they also enjoy bingo night. Before the Thursday night shift begins, the whole campus will enjoy a Battle of the Ravine pep rally at 6, followed by the annual torch ceremony. The football team will lead the campus across the bridge to the sand volleyball courts for the bonfire.
The freshman class get their chance to watch the Tiger on Friday night, accompanied by all the clubs on campus. Each club will have a booth with food, drinks, games, and even there's a game of glow-in-the-dark capture the flag.
Well, it looks like our Tiger will be safe this year, but let's check out the weather to make sure we are safe from the cold.
Thanks, Lexi. This week's weather will be a little crazy per usual. Today is a beautiful day here in Arkadelphia with sunshine and temperatures in the 70s. Starting tomorrow, there will be a little bit of rain for just a few days. Thursday and Friday have some very high chances of rain, and it will be a lot cooler. If you're out guarding the tiger, you will definitely need to find your rain jacket and some warm clothes. It will get down to the low 40s this Thursday night, and the rain will continue into Saturday morning. But don't worry, the rain will end early in the morning, just in time for a beautiful Battle of the Ravine game at Cliff Harris Stadium. At kickoff, it will be in the mid-50s, and the sun will be peeking through the clouds. Looking into next week, Sunday and Monday will be pretty with some scattered clouds and temperatures ranging from the high 60s to the low 40s. As you can see, it will be just a little bit cooler for the next week and some showers for just a couple days. Make sure to stay warm and stay dry. Predictions provided by AccuWeather. For your Ouachita Weather Watch, I'm Andrew Ellis. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Andrew. It looks like I'll be needing my rain jacket on my night of Guard the Tiger. But I will only be guarding the tiger for one night, thankfully. The men of Rogue Sigma cannot say the same. The club has always upheld their tradition of camping out in the middle of campus for the entire week of Battle of the Ravine. They decided this year to deck out their tent with couches, TV, hammocks, cornhole, and a grill. The Rowdy Red shirts will stop at nothing to protect our precious tiger. This tradition will hopefully last many more years, but Ouachita is just not focused on old traditions. Something new is coming for Ouachita, and it's right around the corner. Ouachita broke ground over a year ago to begin construction of a track and field center. Our reporter, Ali Hilkema, has more of the story of what we can expect in the near future for this project.
Coming soon, a very new, very exciting addition to Ouachita's beloved campus. The track and field program, as well as the cross-country program here at Ouachita, is being given a place to call home course. Behind me is the construction site for a new track being built for these students, as well as other Ouachita students, faculty, and members of the Arkadelphia community to exercise on and enjoy.
The recruits that athletes have on the team now, they deserve a home. They deserve a place to train, a place they can call theirs. I think they've earned that. I think I've been very blessed to have a tremendous group of young people.
Running a track program without the use of a track is certainly a difficult feat to navigate. In the same manner, track athletes also face the same difficulties. Kate Noctegal, who placed runner-up at the GAC Conference Championship for steeplechase, describes what it means to be a track athlete without a track facility.
Some problems I think that have arose is not having the facilities to be able to practice what you're going to be like running in track events. So not having steeples for steeplechase is kind of hard because you need to know technique and form, which is a big part of running the steeplechase.
Caden Callahan, who placed second team all-GAC in the 400-meter hurdles and the 4x100-meter relay, also feels that a track would benefit teamwork as a whole.
Being able to work out as a full team as well as like working on our relays, and then obviously just like technique things, working those very small things, having coach be able to like see the entire workout. You're able to hit workouts harder because everything is perfectly made in a perfect way.
Coach Steve Guyman also adds that this track will be beneficial for recruiting.
When people see this facility, we'll get more people. It'll be one of the best facilities in southern Arkansas.
However, a project as extensive as this doesn't come without complications.
So we began exploring several options and realized we wanted to build it on our campus and on the north end of campus where a lot of the athletic venues are, because we had a lot of space, but it happened to be in the floodplain.
With the newfound discovery that the track needed to be elevated, Dr. Bensell states that he began discussions with the Board of Trustees, saying, let's build a track, let's authorize a fundraising campaign, let's hire an architect, let's develop a plan.
You can just tell that Dr. Bensells and our coaches and everyone who donated they were trying as hard as they could, and like everyone was so patient with it, and then now it's finally working out.
Dr. Sells, Terry Peoples, Grant Matros, they just really been outstanding.
All students, faculty, have a place to walk and run, for other student athletes, for exercise, and we want it to be a place that's going to be welcoming to our community.
The diligent hearts and brilliant minds of Ouachita's best are deeply appreciated by those who will soon be stepping foot on this new track. I'm Allie Hookema for Ouachita News.
Well, that is exciting news for the athletes and students here at Ouachita, but we can't forget about Ouachita's arts programs. The Fine Arts Department has been hard at work on their fall production of Stage Door. This play is for arts engagement credit and will be performed in Verser Theater tonight at 8 and Thursday through Saturday at 7:30. Some of the cast members also participated in the Amelia Goes to the Ball opera last week. Ouachita provides students so many opportunities to perform their talents here on campus. This includes the gospel choir concert we had on Monday night.
The arts department is such a crucial part of Ouachita, but one other section that I think some people would claim is just as important is our intramurals. The flag football season is coming to an end, and the championship game for the boys and the girls division will be played this afternoon. The winner of each of these games will play tomorrow against the Henderson State University intramural winners. These mini Battle of the Ravine games provide a way for students to get excited about the feud between the teams continuing.
Without the feud, the town of Arkadelphia would never get to enjoy the art that is healthy competition. Speaking of the city, as most of you drive through town, you may have noticed an exciting new building being built. In a major development for Arkadelphia, Peak Elementary is set to receive a brand new school facility, and the community could not be more excited. The highly anticipated project promises to provide students with a cutting-edge learning environment. Our reporter Jay Brumsey has more information for us.
Jay Brumsey here with exciting news. I was able to sit down with elementary school Principal Snowden, and ask her what it means to have a new elementary school.
Well, it is everything. I think it's going to be very beneficial, not only for our students, but for our community as well. Some of the buildings that we have in our district have been around for a long time. So just to give our students a nice, fresh, clean, and safe building, it's going to, I think, enhance our entire educational system that we have here in the district, as well as get rid of some eyesores for our community. Hopefully, with the new buildings that we are constructing, it will attract more students to our district.
Safety is something that should be considered in today's society because the youth is our future. Here's what Principal Snowden had to say.
Well, one of the ways that safety will be prioritized is that we will have keyless entry. Right now, just into our classrooms. Currently on our building, we have the doorbell monitoring system where the doors are locked, and so you have to buzz your way in. I'm sure that will transfer over to the new school. But as far as our classroom doors, like I said, there will be keyless entries, so not anyone will be able to just get into the classrooms.
Principal Snowden also talked about the goals and objectives for the new school.
Well, I'll say that one of the primary goals, of course, is to provide our students with a new building. Another goal is to streamline our elementary schools. Currently, we have Parrott Primary, which houses kindergarten through second, and then we have here at Peak, which houses third through fifth. Up until 4 years ago, we also had another school, Central Primary, that housed second and third. So I think it's going to streamline our elementary schools so there's a seamless flow in the educational process for them. Instead of attending 3 elementary schools, they will be able to become used to one school, which I think is going to make it better for them. The other thing is going to provide our teaching staff with more camaraderie amongst each other instead of having 3 different staffs at 3 different schools, but we all work in the elementary setting. So just being able to come together, again, that seamless instruction, educational experience from K4, which is what our new school will become, I think it's going to make it easier for the students, especially not having to do all those transitions from school to school.
Stay tuned as we continue to track progress of this exciting new elementary school. From Ouachita News, I'm Jay Brumsey.
Thank you, Jay. Well, it looks like Ouachita and Arkadelphia will be sporting new buildings and facilities soon. But now that I've mentioned sports, let's check in on how our Ouachita Tigers have been doing. Sports reporter Brody Kriegel has more.
Thank you, Lexi, and welcome to this week's Roar Rundown. I'm Brody Kriegel, and as some fall sports come closer to the end, new sports for the winter and spring are set to begin soon. We begin with football as the 12th-ranked Ouachita Baptist University football team celebrated Senior Day with a 55-14 win over Oklahoma Baptist on Saturday at Cliff Harris Stadium. The win was highlighted by 2 takeaways on special teams, 3 interceptions on defense, and 340 rushing yards led by 4 touchdowns from junior running back Kendall Givens. With Ouachita up 7-0 following Givens' first touchdown midway through the first quarter, Oklahoma Baptist fumbled the ensuing kickoff, which was followed 2 plays later by Givens' second touchdown. The Bison scored on the next drive, but were held scoreless until the 4th quarter, while Ouachita built a 31-7 lead at halftime and a 45-7 advantage heading into the 4th. Ouachita's defense came up with 3 interceptions in the win, 1 each from Dawson Miller, Josiah Johnson, and Mario Ganter Jr. The Tiger offense outgained the Bison 499-311, including a 340-84 edge in rushing. Givens finished the game with 22 carries for a career-high 199 yards and 4 touchdowns, and has now tied Cole Antley's career scoring record with 372 points. Boogie Carr had 7 carries for 61 yards and a touchdown. Isaac Edwards had 9 carries for 29 yards and 1 touchdown. Eli Livingston had 7 carries for 27 yards and a touchdown. Livingston was 13 for 19 passing for 157 yards. Connor Flanagan was his favorite target with 7 catches for 69 yards. The win moves Ouachita to 9-1 this season, marking the 9th time in program history with at least 9 victories. Ouachita now shifts its focus to the 96th Battle of the Ravine next Saturday, November 11th, at home against cross-street rival Henderson State. Kickoff is set for 1 p.m. at Cliff Harris Stadium. The men and women's cross-country teams enter their seasons with top 20 finishes at the 2023 NCAA Central Regional Championship. The women placed 15th overall out of 31 teams, and the men finished 18th out of 29 teams. The top runner for the women in the 6K was Macy Cash, who placed 36th overall with a time of 21:54.63. Cash was 3rd across the line among GAC runners, and her time ranked 2nd all-time in program history. Mackenzie Davis was next across the line for the Tigers in 70th place with a time of 22:33.25. Allie Hilkema followed in 77th place with a time of 22:41.88. Izzy Burrow was close behind in 79th place with a time of 22:42.41. And Lucy Holden placed 92nd with a time of 23:07 to round out the top 5 runners for the Ouachita women. The women placed 3rd among the GAC programs at the regional meet, beating conference rivals Arkansas Tech and Harding. The men's top runner in the 10K was Gabriel Greenwich with a time of 32:48.20 and an 80th place finish. The next runner for the men was Evan Armitage, who took 85th with a time of 32:54.54. The third Tiger crossed the line was Dylan Dew with a time of 33:09.03 in 97th place. Cade Swindle followed closely in 99th with a time of 33:09.80. Noah Embry placed 116th with a time of 33:35.45 to round out the men's top 5 runners. The men placed 4th among the GAC programs at the meet, placing ahead of Northwestern Oklahoma State and Southern Nazarene. The Tigers wrap up a successful 2023 season that saw the women runner-up at the 2023 Great American Conference Championships and win the Southern Arkansas and the University of the Ozarks Invitationals. The Tigers will look to build on the success from this season as they prepare for the upcoming track and field season in the spring. The Ouachita women's soccer team has earned the number 2 seed in the Great American Conference Championship Tournament, which starts this Thursday, November 9th in Shawnee, Oklahoma. Ouachita takes on 3 seed Southern Nazarene this Thursday at 6 p.m. The winner advances to the finals, which will be played on Sunday, November 12th at 2 p.m. In the regular season, Ouachita beat SNU 2-0 on October 7th in Bethany, and then the two squads finished with a 3-3 tie on October 25th in Arkadelphia. Oklahoma Baptist won the league's regular season title and earned the right to host the tournament. The Bison finished just 1 point ahead of Ouachita in the conference standings. OKBU takes on number 4 seed Southwestern Oklahoma State at 3 p.m. on Thursday. Ouachita has recorded its 4th consecutive winning season this year, as well as the 8th season to finish in the top 3 of the GAC since head coach Kevin Wright took over the program in 2012. The Ouachita men's soccer team finished the 2023 season on Thursday night with a scoreless draw on the road against Northeastern State. The Riverhawks finished with a 21-10 advantage in total shots and a 10-4 lead in shots on frame. Ouachita took 7 of its shots in the second half and kept Northeastern out of the net, despite a pair of shots on frame in the final 3 minutes. The last coming in the final seconds, sophomore goalkeeper Dylan Stahl totaled a career-high 12 saves to help him record his first shutout of the season and second of his career. While all of those sports are coming to an end, basketball season is just on the horizon, with women's basketball beginning its season on Friday, November 10th at Bill Vining Arena against champion Christian at 6 p.m. and men's basketball starting on the same day against Central Missouri in Fort Smith, Arkansas at 7:30 p.m. If you want to keep up with the latest in Ouachita sports, visit obutigers.com and be sure to tune into the Ouachita Sports Digital Network. I'm Brody Kriegel, and this has been your Roar Rundown. Back to the desk.
Thank you, Brody. Well, now it looks like we are all caught up in the world of Ouachita sports. The only thing left to count down is the moments until Ouachita must claim its victory again over Henderson State at the Battle of the Ravine game this Saturday.
Well, I don't know about you, Lexi, but I've been seeing tons of cops and campus police patrolling to make sure no crazy pranks happen on campus.
Yes, the tradition of pranking each other's schools still continues, but it really starts to wonder what some of the craziest pranks have ever been. I mean, a 96-year rivalry brings a lot of tension between two schools.
Well, this brings us to our question of the week, where we asked you all, what's the best prank you've ever pulled?
I will say, your responses did not leave us disappointed. Madeline Tullis said that they used to fork people's yards in high school.
Our own Kaylin Clay said she used to replace her family pictures with pictures of politicians. Lexi, I'm going to be honest. I think the craziest prank I've ever pulled was in high school. Our principal used to wear these periwinkle colored pants. And so for our senior prank, we hoisted them from the flagpole, and they were there for over a week.
Oh
so,
my goodness.
Not his pants, but some copycat pants. But that's probably the best one I've ever done.
The best prank I've ever pulled, well, I will have to say, is that in high school, we put an inflatable in there for our senior prank. In the middle of our commons
I don't
area.
even think I want to know how that happened or how it ended up working out. But there's lots of pranks being pulled this week, but please stay safe. Well, that's all we have for you today. But make sure to follow us on Instagram at Ouachita News Show and answer each one of the questions of the week. You just might see your responses pop up on our show.
And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Ouachita News Show, so you don't miss out on the latest and greatest Ouachita news. We'll see you next time.